financial problems, elder law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Jenny Lingl back in the show. Good to see you.
Good to be here, Ken.
We're going to talk taxes a little bit, but we're going to talk more about something to do with Brian, but not until I introduce everyone. Jeffrey Kirshner.
Hi, comfortable in my middle seat. Nice to see you.
Are you like the middle child?
I'm Paul Lynn. No, I'm Paul. I like to be Paul Lynn, the center square.
Okay, I'm not
Brian?
sure that there's many people that are watching the show that remember who Paul Lind is. I know that Jenny doesn't have a clue who Paul Lind is.
I would bet the majority of the viewers know Paul Lind.
I'll bet you Jenny doesn't know.
You do know?
I do.
Jenny, you don't?
I do not.
Hollywood Squares.
Is that still
Brian
on?
Small, nice to see you.
A pleasure to be here.
I think Hollywood Squares is still on, isn't it? Or maybe not.
Paul
Reruns.
Lynn, right.
We're not going to go
from the
through all the
70s?
squares. We can name almost all the squares of Kitty Carlisle. Was that one? Okay, anyway. Topic for today, the power of the minimum payment. Now, I'll give you a little background. The topic came out because we were doing the radio show a couple weeks ago, and all of a sudden Brian started ranting about the power of the minimum payment, and I said to him, what are you talking about?
The power of the minimum monthly payment. What do you mean, what am I talking about?
Explain what you mean.
Okay, so when you're paying credit card debt, the majority of people that pay credit card debt pay the minimum monthly payment, right? It's the minimum amount. It says just, this is what?
2.5% of your credit card balance is your minimum monthly payment.
Okay, and what happens when you pay the minimum monthly payment on your credit cards? You pay,
Nothing.
and you pay, and you pay, and you pay forever.
Why?
Because the balance never goes down.
Is that what we call the credit card trap?
It is indeed the credit card trap.
So why are we calling it the power of the minimum monthly payment rather than just calling it the credit card trap?
Well, you're in the credit card trap by paying the minimum monthly payment. But if you change the way you think about what you're doing and you decide to look at debt resolution to resolve your debts and get yourself out, instead we can utilize the minimum monthly payment instead of paying it to Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, and all these other lenders. We take it and we save it. And by saving it, we build up a war chest of money, and between 12 and 24 months, we've saved up enough money to negotiate away all the credit card debt.
So the power of the minimum monthly payment is by denying it to the credit card companies, aggregating it together as a war chest for a settlement fund, and then we use that money to settle the debt, and instead of paying the minimum monthly payment forever, we use the minimum monthly payments for 12 to 24 months and we get rid of all the credit card debt?
Absolutely. It's our experience that that minimum monthly payment, if you have the discipline to set it aside, will be sufficient to get rid of your credit card debt.
So it is a powerful concept. All right, now I want to take the concept and I want to do a case study. And we'll talk about it and figure out how to deal with Alan and Brandy's financial issues. Here's their background.
How do you come up with the names
I
for
was just
all
wondering.
these people?
Alan and Brandy.
I mean, sometimes
Well,
it's
there's
Fred
one
and
set of
Wilma.
rules. Jeff pointed out to me I'm not allowed to use Brian, Jeff, or Jenny as
We've had
my
those
people.
issues, and I felt like I was
So,
the example.
Alan, a lot of times, Alan is my cousin.
Okay.
Brandy is one of my clients, so I picked their names.
Brandy is a fine girl.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know when you read novels, at the end, the author sometimes says that he named the characters after his friends? So I try and name our characters after friends. Like, we have the show coming up, I think, next week, and Rita and Donald are the two, and Rita and Donnie are my aunt and uncle.
I'd like you to
Okay.
make them Roseanne and Dan.
Roseanne and Dan?
Yeah.
The real hard
I
thing-
think that's been taken lately.
The hard thing for
Exactly,
me
I
is
think
once
we
we
need to do that.
introduce their names is remembering their names as we
Right.
talk about them on the show. But Alan and Brandy, they're in their mid-40s. They got $50,000 of credit card debt. They have credit scores in the low 700s, and they're very proud of them. They own a home. They have $50,000 of equity. They have combined income of $100,000, and they have a 401k with $300,000 in it. Here's the issue. They have a profit-sharing check coming for $8,500. They have a tax refund coming for $5,000. Their financial advisor told them to take the $13,500 and pay down the credit card debt. It's at 50. That would bring it down to $37,500. And then he said, go out and get an equity line on your home and take the other $37,500 out of the equity line and pay off the cards.
Foolish
So-
CPA.
Well, he's a financial advisor, and what he's trying to say is he recognizes that credit card debt is financial cancer, which we always talk about because you're paying 20%. But his solution is what I would call conventional, and it's what you see on TV. Refinance your house, take your money, pay off the credit cards. Do you agree with the strategy?
I 100% disagree.
What he's
with
doing
the
is he's
strategy.
changing debt around. He's paying one percentage of debt for the credit card, and now he's paying the debt for the home equity.
Well,
from
it
that-
may
from
be
that-
better than
But the home
doing
equity is at
nothing.
a lower interest rate.
Overall, if that was Alan and Brandy's only option, it's better than continuing to remain in the credit card trap because it is a plan to get them out of debt. However, the plan that we need to put in place for Alan and Brandy will put more money in their pocket, have them pay less money towards their debt, and put them on a position and a path to having more money at retirement.
Here's what I want to do. We're going to come up to a break. When we come back, I want to plot the numbers out there and analyze it. If we do the financial advisor's direction, how much money will Alan and Brandy have in 6 years? If we do debt resolution using the power of the minimum payment, how much money will they have in 6 years? If we then look at, I want to say, what if they could qualify for a Chapter 7 bankruptcy? How much money would they have in 6 years? And then I want to go on and say, how much money will they have in 15 years to figure out which one is the smartest? There's one good thing about what the financial planner or advisor is telling them the right thing from the standpoint of, you got to get rid of the credit card debt. The question is, what's the smartest way of getting rid of the credit card debt? We'll be back after the break.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Will I outlive my money?
Medicaid is so confusing.
A will, or do I need a trust?
What if mom needs to go in a nursing home?
At Samasco Law, we have the answers to all of these questions. Our attorneys will eliminate the confusion and develop a plan that's right for you. We are dedicated to veterans benefits, assisted living, and nursing home care. Samasco Law can help prepare you for a long future. Call Samasco Law today.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
All right, so let's look at Alan and Brandy's situation and compare the different theories. Let's start out with the analysis of saying where would they be if they did debt resolution. Now, we know the cash coming in to Alan and Brandy is they have $13,500 now from the profit sharing check and the tax refund. Let's assume they're going to get $8,500 a year the next 5 years on the profit sharing check. Now, it may not happen because it depends on whether the company that they're working for is profitable, but let's assume that. That means they'll get in $42,500 between now and the end of year 6. Brian, what's it going to cost them to settle the debt if they use debt resolution?
Well, if we look at the big picture and say they've got $40,000 worth of credit card debt and they already have, well, they have $50,000 worth of credit card debt. They already have a head start. They've got $13,500 between their profit sharing and their tax refund. They're paying $1,250 a month on that $50,000 worth of credit card debt every single month. Well, in less than a year, we can get them out of debt. It's going to cost, take $50,000, 40% of that is roughly the average settlement. That's about $20,000, and then
let's assume they've got $40,000 of credit card debt.
Okay, if they had $40,000, it'd be about $16,000 to settle the debt, plus attorney's fees of about, let's say, 8.5%, $3,400.
So the total cost it would be to settle the debt would be about $19,400 on $40,000 of credit card debt.
Yeah, and look how quickly they can come up with that. That's $13,500 from their tax refund and the bonus that they got, and $1,250 a month, or $1,000 a month that they're paying towards the credit cards. They can get it. It's gone in 6 months.
So if you were using your normal power of the monthly payment, if you had $40,000 of credit card debt at 2.5% per month, that would be $1,000 per month. So you'd have $1,000 per month, and the number of months to settle the debt you're going to need, if they need $19,400, it would be about 19 months, and they'd be out of debt. All right, the other thing you have to take into account when you're identifying this is how much would the interest accumulate on the profit sharing checks if saved?
I mean, you're talking about if you could take that money and invest it?
Now I'm comparing if the financial advisor says take your profit sharing checks and use those to pay back the equity line on the home. Because what the financial advisor said is give them the $13,500 paying down your credit card debt. You got $37,500 left. Now borrow that on your equity line and pay off the equity line over the next 5 years with the $8,500. Right. So if you do that, you're going to lose the interest. If you took the $8,500 and put it in the bank, you'd earn interest on it. Over 5 years, if you deposited $8,500 in the bank annually for 5 years, that would grow to $64,196. So you're losing out on that interest if you do the equity line analysis. So here's how I see it in conclusion. Your cash and interest saved amounts to $64,196 if you keep the profit sharing money, put it in the bank or in the market, and earn 5% on it. Your cost to settle the debt is $19,400. That's your estimate on getting rid of the $40,000 of credit card debt using debt resolution. You also lose the interest on the $1,000 a month that you would be saving during that 19-month period because you're using that to settle out the rest of the credit card debt. That's like $750. It actually comes to $763. So as I see it, your total gain by not doing the equity line and paying off the credit card debt at 100 cents on the dollars is $44,000, but it's beyond that. It's $44,000, but that $44,000 that you saved over the 6-year period, over another 15 years at 5% interest, will grow to $91,500. So my point is this.
It's even more money.
How's it more money?
How's it more money? How much were they spending a month on their minimum monthly payment?
On $50,000 of credit card debt, to make it easy, it's $1,250 a month. But that applies with the CPA as well.
Right. But
with the accountant's advice.
Right. So, but if they get rid of the credit card debt, they can save the $1,250 a month.
But they're going to do that under both plans. Do you follow me? I agree with you. The savings with the accountant's recommendation or our recommendation is you're going to stop paying the $1,250 a month and you're going to save that in the bank. And if you do that for 15 years, that's going to grow to $334,000. But if you do it with the debt resolution, you're going to add another $91,500 on top of it.
We have to remember that in Alan and Brandy's case, it's likely that the debt that is canceled or forgiven by the credit card company will be taxable. So since they are solvent, because they have assets, it will be something that will be taxable. However, the Internal Revenue Service will let them pay that back over 72 months, and it's not going to be a very large amount.
And you're only talking about if it's $50,000 of
Yes.
credit card debt and we settle it for $19,000, it's $30,000, 20% tax bracket, it would be a $6,000 tax bill at tops. It's still looking at a $92,000 savings over the long haul and a $44,000 savings over 6 years. Where's the savings coming from? It's coming from the fact that we're taking the benefit of giving the credit card companies 40 cents on the dollar rather than 100 cents to the dollar. We're keeping that money and then we're earning interest on it and investing
And what's
it.
really, really important to make sure that people know is that while they're going to take a short-term hit on their credit score, long-term, that credit score is going to come back, it's going to heal, and they'll be $91,000 ahead.
That's the $64 question. Would you get, if I offered you, Jeff, $91,000 to have your credit score down for 2 years with the assurance that it'll be higher than it was 2 years ago in 3 years, would you take the $91,000 or would you rather have the $700?
I take the $91,000. My credit score will come back. I'm not looking to make any major purchases. No brainer.
That's the fallacy. We'll be back after the break.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
You're all set to retire. You have your home paid off, money in the bank, and sound investments. But if you're not careful, all the things that you work so hard for can disappear. At Samasco Financial, we'll help you prevent that. We go beyond ordinary asset management. We'll safeguard everything that you have by creating a plan made specifically for you. How much can you afford to lose? Nothing. Protect the people that you love and the things that you have. Call Samasco Financial today.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
Time for announcements. Want to remind our viewers to listen to us Tuesdays 11:30 a.m., Saturdays 7 a.m. for Law and Reality Live on Praise 102.7. Also, sign up for our free monthly contest. Go to the websites to sign up. The winner every month gets a free $50 Visa gift card, Law and Reality hat, and copy of my book, Dump Your Debt. We have a seminar coming up Wednesday, May 9th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Freedom means being debt-free. We're going to go through all the steps we use to preserve future income for you and your family, how to eliminate debt, sometimes using bankruptcy, sometimes outside of bankruptcy. Jeff Kirshner is going to join us for a special segment on how to address a disability claim or a workers' comp claim. Attendees get a free copy of my book, Dump Your Debt. Sign up at thavgross.com, lawandreality.com, or you can call the office at 888-235-HELP. We want to remind you, you can always come into THAV GROSS for a free consultation. Just go to the websites and request it. Debt issues and financial issues or estate planning issues with Brian, elder law issues with Pat Samasco, workers' comp or disability issues with Jeff Kirshner, business issues with myself. You just go and request the consult or call 888-235-HELP and sign up. Also, check out our websites. There's 3 free reports available online. You just go there and click on the links, and the report is downloaded to you. A great one on how to save your home from foreclosure, another one on Social Security with Pat Samasco. It's really worth taking a look at the free reports. Now back to the show.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
All right, back to Alan and Brandy. There's 2 takeaways from the analysis, and I recognize it was somewhat complicated in numbers if you're looking at it. But the first takeaway is this. The financial advisor's advice to get rid of the credit card debt was good advice.
Good, solid advice.
What I'm saying is the conventional marketplace only thinks of one way to get rid of credit card debt, and that's either take the money from savings or borrow the money from family or the bank, which is the equity line. The mortgage companies all want you to refinance your home and use that money to pay off your credit card debt because they want the refinance. Debt resolution is a different alternative to accomplish the same result, but what it does is it saves you money in doing it, so it's therefore, in our view, an option to analyze in making your decision. Financial crisis planning says, figure out the fastest way at the least possible cost to get rid of the debt, and in this case, debt resolution is better than refinancing the home.
But you know
the 3-point retirement plan says get rid of the mortgage on the house.
You know what might be better, though? A Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
Well, let's look at that. But before we do, I'm going to throw up on the screen the savings calculator. I want you to notice that, because if you ever want a good savings calculator to crunch their numbers, the one that I found that's up on the screen is a great one. Now, Brian, tell me about how do How could Alan and Brandy possibly do a Chapter 7 bankruptcy?
Well,
they've got $300,000 in their 401k.
So first of all, you can have any amount in your 401k and still qualify for a bankruptcy. 401k.
They got $50,000 of equity in their house.
So we'll get to that. You can have as much equity in your 401k or IRA as you want.
They make $100,000.
I understand. If you would stop talking.
I sometimes like to give you a hard time.
Okay.
Sometimes.
So here's the deal. Alan and
Just
Brandy,
Monday through Friday and Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, Alan and Brandy are on the cusp of qualifying for a Chapter 7. There's a little bit of risk because you can protect under the federal exemptions $44,000-ish in equity in the home.
So if we wreck the kitchen, then the value will go down?
Theoretically, but you don't have to.
Sorry.
Because they have exposure of about $6,000 to $10,000 of equity that if they filed a Chapter 7, a Chapter 7 trustee would say, hey, you've got too much equity in your house.
So could we pay the $10,000?
We could either buy our way out of it by getting the money and paying the equivalent of the equity position to the trustee, or the trustee could sell the house, or the trustee might not sell the house. In this case, with $50,000 of equity, the trustee probably won't sell the house. But with $100,000 of income as a family of 4, they're going to probably qualify for a Chapter 7.
All right, and then let's look at the numbers and put them out there. If they did a Chapter 7, they pay nothing to the credit card companies.
Right, they don't even settle. They're not even paying debt resolution dollars.
Right. So it's $2,000 to file the bankruptcy, just to take as a round number. So they're going to save the $64,000 that we put on the screen before by investing the $8,500 every month in the 13.5, because they get to keep all that money. They pay $2,000 for the bankruptcy. It costs them $62,000. They now invest the $62,000 over 15 years at 5%. They have $158,000. So if you look at the 3 alternatives that we talked about, the financial guy, debt resolution, and Chapter 7, and compare them, here's where you come out. The financial guy was saving them over the long haul $334,000. Debt resolution was saving them $425,000. A Chapter 7 bankruptcy is saving them $492,000. That's investing the money that you don't pay the credit card companies over that 15-year period. The bottom line is all 3 solutions are good solutions compared to the credit card trap. I don't know what the percentage is, but 80-90% of the people out there that have the same $50,000 of credit card debt aren't going to do A, B, or C. What they're going to do is every month they're going to write checks to pay their $1,200 in credit card payments, and in 30 years they're going to be broke. They're going to be broke. And they have the power, using the power of the minimum monthly payment, using any strategy you want to get rid of the credit card debt, to change their life so that when they get to retirement age, they have a house that's paid for and they have savings to retire on. And that's the message to take home with it. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.